Ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday, and you know what that means. It is update day for Call of Duty Black Ops 4. However, today I'm going to prove to you that sometimes size does matter, because today it is a very, very small update. So today, I'm going to kind of talk a little bit at the end of the video about these really small updates and kind of what I think of them and why they're getting smaller and smaller the further we get into the life cycle of Black Ops 4. But really, this update does not contain much whatsoever. It shows us a little bit of what's to come throughout the rest of the week. But other than that, I'm looking at it and there's nothing really that impresses me that much. Most of the things that changed, in fact, were in Blackjack's shop. So that's going to be really the majority of this video. So to start things off, I thought we would dive into multiplayer, and the interesting thing about multiplayer is that none of the featured playlists actually changed this week. I believe that this is actually the first time that this has happened since Christmas break. That is the only other time where none of the playlists actually changed. And the ones that we're seeing this week are Bolt Action Barebones Mosh Pit, Mercenary Objective Mosh Pit, Deathmatch Domination, Barebones Deathmatch Mosh Pit, and finally Sticks and Stones. So like I said, the first time since the Christmas break that none of the playlists have changed whatsoever. Now, where this gets really interesting is when we actually look at the roadmap for Operation Apocalypse Z, because there are only 13 days left in this event, but when you actually go ahead and look at the roadmap, there's a lot of things that should be in Operation Apocalypse Z that aren't there yet. The first one being Jungle Flooded, kind of a new map. On top of that, Party Game Mosh Pit, we haven't seen that yet. And then finally, on top of all of that, additional game modes. That could really be anything, which none have been implemented on top of Sticks and Stones. So I would assume that all of these things that we just listed should be in the game in the next 13 days, which brings up the question, why the small update today if they have so much to still bring in the next 13 days? It doesn't really make any sense in my mind. And then we see a very similar story when we actually go ahead and look at Blackout. Once again this week we see some very similar playlists to what we've already had. Alcatraz Portal Horde. Honestly, I would prefer the other just regular Alcatraz Portal, not the Horde version, but hey, that's just me. On top of that, we got quads, duos, solos, and then finally, Hot Pursuit returns this week. Now, Hot Pursuit, you're going to play on the normal map, not the foggy map, just in case some of you are wondering. And by normal map, I mean like the one with less fog. It's still the zombies theme with red water. It's just the less fog, not the one where you can't see your hand in front of your face. Now, if once again, we go over and look at the actual roadmap for this operation, we can see that in the next 13 days, we have a lot of content coming in Blackout as well. We've got the pandemic mode, which is basically infected for Blackout. On top of that, the motorcycle vehicle, which I'm really surprised did not come out this week. And on top of that, new wonder weapons. I'm assuming that's on top of the wonder weapons we've already gotten Blackout, but I guess for that, only time will tell. The weird thing is with only 13 days left in this operation, there is a lot still yet to be added. Part of me wonders whether this is actually going to come after the 13 days and they're going to kind of extend Operation Apocalypse Z with some sort of other zombies event, making this pandemic mode come out after the 13 days we just talked about. I certainly hope not, and they kind of didn't allude to that with the roadmap, but only time will tell. So then moving into the black market, we actually have 3 new items within the black market. All at, I would say, decent prices. I wouldn't say good, but decent is, I think, a good description of it. So to start off, we have the backhander. This is a melee weapon. It's basically the zombie's hand. We've talked about this one for a couple of weeks. This one's going to cost 1,000 COD points, and that's basically $10. On top of that, you are going to get Chef Zombie as the gesture with it, and then finally, you are also going to get 5 reserve crates as well. After that, we have the Jock. This is for Ruin, actually, and this one is going to just give you the skin and then 2 reserve crates as well. This one is going to cost 800 COD points. And then finally, we have the Liquidator. This is for the Replacer. It basically gives him a green suit. You're also going to get several calling cards for the Replacer as well. I think these look pretty cool, to be honest with you. And then, of course, the skin for the Blackout character as well. Once again, this one is going to cost you 1,000 COD points, aka about $10. And then finally, the last thing that we know is coming to the black market this week, it's actually coming out tomorrow on PS4, is a new triple play bundle. It is going to include the Vampire Reaper skin, a weapon bribe, and 10 reserve crates. Now, they also did this previously with Zero's skin, and it cost 2,400 COD points, so assumably this one's going to be the same at $24. It's pretty damn expensive, but you do get that ultra bribe that guarantees you one of the new weapons in the game. Now, the question I have with this is, why don't they just implement a paid for ultra weapon bribe by itself? No skin, no 10 reserve crates. That way it would actually be cheaper. maybe $10 instead, and then you could just buy one of the new weapons. Yes, it's a little bit more directly pay to win, but at the same time, I wouldn't have to waste so much money on a skin or 10 reserve crates that I didn't actually really want. That's just a request that I personally have. But yes, like I said, that is coming tomorrow. So the last thing I wanted to talk about, as I kind of mentioned at the beginning of this video, answer the question, why the small updates? As I mentioned before, this is probably the first week since Christmas where none of the multiplayer playlists have been updated. My guess here is that now most of the staff at Treyarch is probably directed their attention to the next game, Black Ops 5 or whatever that may be. And I think that is because they unfortunately have to make it a year earlier than they thought they were going to. So because of this, now all of that attention that should be focused on content coming out for Black Ops 4 is no longer there. Hence, the no new playlists in multiplayer. Keep in mind, the last time this happened was over Christmas break, when no one was actually working at Treyarch because they were with their family or at Christmas dinner, whatever. That would explain a lot as to why the very small update came out today. But that's just my opinion. I'm curious to hear what you guys think down in the comments below. Also, I know this video was short. I know there wasn't much in this update, but if you did enjoy the video, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button. And as always, if you're new to the channel, like what you see here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn notification on, as is the best way to stay up to date on all my videos. But guys, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out, guys.
Listen!